Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we gather here every day about this time to talk about what's good about Fresno, what's good about the whole valley. Of course, this is our COVID edition. We're in COVID, lockdown, isolation, not going out a lot, not spreading germs. So what do you do? What do you do with your time? By the way, is your business open? Is your business closed? Are you a businesswoman who's now staying at home and helping educate the kids through remote learning? There's so many things going on. Well, for me, I've had some things happen to me. I gained 20 pounds because my gym was closed. I have all the gym equipment here, but I don't know why I don't use it at home. And so we gained weight. So I thought we'd bring in an expert, an actual professional bodybuilder, Jack Scow, to say, how can we regroup? How can we catch up? How can we get back to where we were? Are you finding a lot of people who've slipped into a little funk, a depression?
Well, yes, the powers that be do not realize how those that work out are in need of their exercise, of their proper nutrition, of the endorphins that the exercise produces. It's part of their feeling of well-being. You know, the gym is always there for you, and it gives you back exactly what you give it.
But it wasn't there for us for a month or two there.
Right. Well, there were some alternatives, but they were kind of few and far between, and if you didn't know somebody who knew somebody, then it was really tough.
Well, what about me? I have all the equipment I need right here, but I didn't use it here. Gym closed, so I quit.
Right. Well, being that you and I know each other, what I would say is call me.
Okay,
I'll come over to your house. I will show you what to do. You know, I can motivate you whether it's at Fort Washington Fitness or whether it's at your home.
Okay.
You know, so the idea is to keep the musculature up. When the muscles are full, they're also burning more calories.
Nice.
And the more you work out, the more the inclination is to eat healthy, to augment that exercise. When you're bored and you're frustrated and you can't do your workout and you go, what is that? What is that? Oh, it's that chocolate eclair that keeps calling my name, okay?
You can't stay distanced from that refrigerator.
No.
Now, let me ask you this. You're 70 years old.
I'm 70. I just turned 70 in June.
And you had a big accomplishment. You're a pro now. You got your pro card. Tell us about that.
I've been competing since 1974. And back in 2011, I won my class at the Masters Nationals, but not my pro card. So October 15th, I won my class, the overall class, at the Masters Nationals, this time in Orlando, and I won my pro card. So I am now a professional bodybuilder from the IFBB.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was wonderful. It was the cherry on top of the chocolate fudge sundae, so to speak, for me. And
so we have a pro bodybuilder right here in Fresno. What people don't know, some people don't know, is they can call you and get sessions with you, right?
Oh, by all means. Now, because I'm a bodybuilder doesn't necessarily mean you want to be a bodybuilder. If I can whip my old 70-year-old body into shape, I can help you with your goals for you. It's not my goals for you, it's your goals for you. And learning to do the right things, not do the wrong things, make everything consistent. When you're consistent, the body goes, I know what he wants. But if you do a little of this, a little of that, a little of something else, it goes, you know, I don't see any real consistency here. One minute he's eating healthy, and the next minute he's eating junk, and, you know, so I don't see any consistency. Consistency is the key. And do the right things, eat the right things, try not to do the wrong things. Now, with my clients, I give them one free meal a week. That's not one free day. That's not one free weekend. It's a free meal, okay? So it doesn't mean you can't have the occasional burger or whatever. It's what you do consistently that makes the difference, not what you do occasionally that makes the difference. And
so your training isn't, you're not training us all to be bodybuilders. You're training us how to keep our body in shape and our diet in shape and our mind in shape.
Well, we sit down and we find out what your goals are for you.
Yeah.
And then I take my knowledge and my expertise, and I put together a training session and a nutrition plan and the correct kind of cardio to help you achieve that. Because nothing's more frustrating other than not being able to work out at all than to work out and not achieve your goal. Well, how come I'm not achieving my goal? Well, you know, I have to sit down and look at that and see why your body is not going, I get the idea. I'm coming. I'm ready. Okay? So for this past competition, I was down to about 3.5 or 4% body fat.
Wow.
And it was gratifying. Of course, you can't maintain that for a huge
Right.
length of time unless it happens to be genetically what your body is used to. Okay? So but it feels wonderful to know you're in shape.
What did you do that last week or so or period to get your body fat that low?
Well, it's, you know, I trained for almost 4 months for that competition. And during the off season or not getting ready for competition, I add some foods in. And then when it comes time to get ready for competition, I take some of the peripheral foods out. So now, you know, my menu is about that long. For example, don't forget, I train really hard. I weigh about 185 pounds. So I have.
We're the same. We're the same weight, Jeff.
There you go. I understand perfectly. I'll have for breakfast, I'll have 9 egg whites and some old-fashioned oatmeal with some Splenda and some cinnamon in that, and then some warm tea. 3 hours later, I'll have 6 to 7 ounces of chicken breast and a couple little red skin potatoes and some green vegetable. Then I'll have a protein drink, et cetera, et cetera. So it's what you eat, when you eat, and how much you eat. Even the cleanest food, if you eat copious amounts, is going to be too much. But when you eat when it's time, you eat like this. When you eat when you're hungry, you eat like this because you're starving.
Yeah.
Okay? And when you wait until you're really hungry to eat, the body starts instinctively looking for high fat, high sugar, high something because it needs to replenish. It feels like its blood sugar is down.
I've been trying to do a mind over food thing, and every time I eat, I ask myself, why are you eating? Is your body actually so low on nutrition that you must replace the nutrition? Obviously, I have enough nutrition here to last me for a month, right? So I always think, well, if I'm eating because it tastes good, then I don't do that. I take it, I really chew and take my time. And,
Right.
you know, I just want that great flavor in my mouth, and I find I don't need as much food that way.
Sure,
But,
so true.
If you let your mind tell you, oh, you better go get a Pepsi or you better go get a cheeseburger, your mind isn't really asking for that.
Well, you're probably in some sort of mindset, oh, I'm bored or I'm stressed, or, you know, a lot of people stress eat.
Yeah.
And then you next thing you look at, you ate 2,000 calories of stuff you wouldn't normally do.
You don't
Now,
want
when you go to the grocery store, don't go hungry, okay? You'll get home and you'll go, why did I buy this? Well,
now you feel you have to eat it because you bought it.
well, it's sitting there. And when you're sitting there watching the television at night and you can hear it calling to you, come eat me. Come on, you know you want some. Right, so if you didn't buy it, it won't be there to eat later. Now, that being said, get healthy snacks. Get stuff that's good for you, that tastes good, that you can have some of, that won't be completely falling off the bus nutritionally.
Yeah.
You know, I can supply that sort of information. You know, it's the body likes. You know, like sometimes I'll get a little Kashi Goleen cereal, the regular one, and put it in a little bowl, and I'll sit there and just munch on that.
Keeps you busy.
Right, keeps you busy. It crunches. It's got some decent flavor, and you're probably going to be less inclined to eat the 500 or 600 or 700 calories of this and that.
Well, the reason I had you on today is I wanted to let the people know who've been out there with COVID, closed up in their home, let themselves go a little bit like I did, that Jack will talk to you. He'll help set up a little program for you, a little workout program, a little nutritional program. Don't be afraid to call him. Now, you're often at...
yeah, I'm at Fort Washington Fitness, okay? The way you get a hold of me, best way is through my cell phone, 559-905-0933. And everyone, especially if we're a little older, has some sort of issue, some sort of something that needs to be addressed. You know, when you work out or when you eat, if you have extenuating circumstances in a shoulder or something, you don't want to work through it. You want to work around it. Because if you aggravate that, then you won't be working out again because your shoulder or something else will be hurting. So we sit down, we talk about your goals, we talk about your limitations, we talk about how long it's been since you exercised. The body can achieve great levels given the opportunity to get there. But it doesn't get there in 1.23 seconds, okay? So we'll do what we need to do today. We'll do what we need to do tomorrow. The weeks, the months, and the years will take care of themselves. I started training in 1961. I was 11 years old, okay? And it's, again, I did my workout when I was supposed to do my workout. Of course, when you're 11 years old, you're consistently inconsistent, okay? You know, but kids will be kids. But it was a lifestyle. And I saw how much better I felt, how much better I looked, how much more energy. Even the respect you get from people is greater when they see that you're in shape. And if you have bullies chasing you like I did, all of a sudden the bullies disappeared. You know, I probably still couldn't punch my way out of a paper bag, but they didn't know that. Okay,
now, did you go consistently from 11 years old, or did you have a period where you just knocked off for a couple of years?
I wouldn't say I ever knocked off, but my intensity level started moderately and built.
I see.
And, you know, when you're 11, you really don't have a lot of the, you know, the hormone fairy hasn't come to the party yet. So as you go through puberty and things, then the weight training tends to, you know, be reciprocated by your body. And it just little by little by little brought it along. But it just felt so good, and the strength was up. And when I was 11 years old, my cousin Pete took me to see Hercules with Steve Reeves in it. And at 11, I was feeling small, insignificant, unimportant, invisible, like I walked in and out of a certain situation, and people didn't notice me. I'm sure that wasn't so, but it's how I felt. And then I looked up at Steve Reeves on the screen, and I went, wow, nobody misses him when he walks in the room. You know, so it was a life-altering experience. And my father used to say, what are you going to do with all those muscles? And then when I started personal training, he said, well, I guess you can always get a real job. So it took him 20 years to congratulate me on the success of my business. But people call me the Jack LaLanne of Fresno, and I consider that the highest compliment.
Good.
And I would like to help you, and I will take my experience and everything that I've gleaned and make today and tomorrow to the end of the journey the best you can be. Let's be the best we can be, all right? And we'll have some fun doing it. And it's just great. The gym is always there for you, and it gives you back exactly what you give it.
Very good. Hey, go to jackscowfitness.com or call him direct. He answers his own phone, 559-905-0933. He's a very approachable guy. He's not going to turn you into Jack Scow. He's going to turn you into what you want to be.
Right.
He's mostly just a healthy person, eat right, you know, feel a little, be in better shape. Your muscle burns
burns calories.
More calories than
Every
fat.
pound of muscle burns about 50 calories a day. And if you're active, it burns even more than that.
Yeah.
And it keeps you vital. You'll notice as people get older, they'll be up straight, then they go here, then they go here, then they're in their walker, you know, and that doesn't have to happen. But we have to take steps today and tomorrow to see that that doesn't happen. And the sooner you do that, the sooner you get the results and the more vitality. The name of my system is Vital for Life. So let's be vital for life. And, because we're all going to be at this end someday, okay? But it's what we have between here and there. Have some joy, have some fun. If all you can do is sit on your behind and flick the remote and order pizza, there's not a lot of vitality in that. I can help you get the vitality back, get the experiences of life back.
We're way out of time. I just want to ask you one quick thing. You have the big jug right there. Is that just water? Hold that up.
Yes, I drink 1 to 2 of these a day because you have to stay hydrated.
How much water should we be drinking? All of us need to be better hydrated.
Oh, yeah. At least 50 to 70 ounces a day, spread throughout the day. And because the body is made up of water primarily.
Do you drink a special kind of water? Can it be tap water?
No, it's just filtered, cleaned, like that.
Very good. Jack Scow's our guest. If you're in COVID, I asked him to come on because so many people are down and depressed. They don't know what to do or where to turn. He could get you into a gym right now.
Sure.
If you think they're closed, Jack knows some
Fort
places.
Washington is open, okay? And like I like to say, come to the gun show. Come see me, okay?
We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
I won't expect you to pose, all right?
We'll be right back.